everyone. My name is Alana Marie. I am a wellness coach along with the co-host to the weekly podcast, Must Have Coffee, Finding the Ground Within. During the first episode of season 2, Sonia and I were discussing how to create better relationships with yourself and others and how it translates into the world. During this episode, we're going to dive deeper. We're going to talk about 5 ways to create a better esteem. Why is self-esteem so important, you might ask? Well, to be able to feel fulfilled within yourself, that creates better relationships with everyone else. So how you feel inside is going to translate into your relationships, your job, along with attaining goals and feeling good while attaining them. So, here are a couple things that I want to say before we jump into the 5 ways to be able to create them. Creating a better esteem and creating a better foundation for your life is not something you can do overnight. This is a step-by-step process. And like I tell my girls and I tell adults, practice makes perfect. So, I want you to ask yourself, are you ready to create a practice, a daily practice that is going to help you? And in this practice, it should be simple, it should be attainable, meaning that you can actually complete it, along with something that you can do daily. Because with consistency, something comes from it. So, here we go. Number 1, create a recordable, attainable practice. How do you do that? Well, I am going to strongly suggest you buying a notebook just for this. You're not going to record anything else, but this is going to be a place of focus. So, in the first part, I want you to take that notebook that you have and even it out to the thirds. I'm not saying to rip out any pages or anything, but just make accountability of maybe say chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Evenly put that out. So then you are now accountable for everything that you are doing. So why is this important? Well, like with anything, practice makes perfect. But when you're able to record something daily, you're able to mark it and graph how far you've come. So what's really great about this, especially when you're having bad days for the next 30 days, you can look back and see how much you've grown. Because being accountable is everything. And it's what you need to do to be able to move for the first step. Number 2, creating a thankful daily practice. Why is being thankful important? Well, when you are fulfilled, that is going to translate into your life. Normally, when we have a lower esteem, that has to do with feeling less than. So you might be focusing on, hey, I will be better if this person gave this to me, or I would feel better about myself if I was this. Well, when you operate out of always being less than, then you're going to continue to feel more isolated and more alone. So being thankful is essential. So the first thing you do when you get up in the morning in your recordable device, which I would suggest a notebook, is write down 3 things that you are thankful for in yourself. That can be as simple as, I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful to be breathing. I am thankful for my brain, or whatever that is. But first, start inward. Now, how you practice and how you end is essential as well. So being able to create a practice of being thankful in the morning and that at night, thankful at the end is really important as well. So what I would suggest is writing on 1 page everything you're thankful in the morning, and then take notice to all the things that you're thankful for during the day and night. Record it. This is incredibly important because you are now being accountable to a new focus. And if you do this for 30 days, I can guarantee you are already going to start feeling better. Number 3, Be accountable to your triggers. What makes you feel less than? So in your daily practice, in your notebook, I want you to take the back pages and take one day to be able to think about everything that makes you feel less than. And I want you to write every single one down. Give yourself space so you can look at it. So maybe bullet it, maybe number it, whatever you can to be able to see it as an itemized list. Now, why is this important? Well, being accountable to yourself, to how you feel, along with all of the negative, is incredibly important, because you cannot just avoid how you're feeling to feel better. That's just avoidance. So, write down everything. Read it. Tear it out of the book, and then I want you to do is start highlighting or circling all the things that are outside of yourself. Okay? Cross them out and give yourself permission for the next 30 days to make a decision that you are not going to focus on that, because all of those things are outside of yourself. If you notice about how you feel less than, it has to do with outside of yourself. It's not inside. So again, be accountable to how you feel, and then give yourself permission to throw it away. Number 4, be accountable for all the things that you feel wonderful about in yourself. If you're at a place where you don't feel wonderful about yourself, I'll go into something a little bit deeper, but right now I want you a daily recording, again, to write down the things that you like about yourself. Now, I don't want you to focus on the clothes or the outside things. I want you to focus on the internal things that make you feel good about yourself. Maybe you're highly creative. Maybe you are incredibly smart, or whatever it is, whatever those bank is, I want you to continue to fill that bank every single day. And maybe you might get stuck for the first day, but if you start focusing on a plan that is focused on your own worth, it's going to continue to multiply throughout the day, because you'll start focusing on everything that is good about yourself. And I want you to, at the end of the day, record everything. Now, again, these all sound very simple, but if you did this for 30 days, I can guarantee you it's going to be a big change, because you're going to start operating from a place where you feel that you are not just worthy of something, but you're going to feel good about every decision you make. So, again, daily accountability to how your own worth is, and start creating a bank of worth. Number 5, changing the blame and shame into empowerment. Now, what does that mean? Well, for every word there is an opposite, or something that gives more power to something. So it depends on what you focus on. Now, when we are removing and deducting blaming and shaming language, we need to give something to be able to not just remove, but we need to replace. Well, now, I want to make a really big point to say that I am not saying avoiding how you feel. I'm saying to learn how to be able to look at it in a different way. When you learn to change your language, you actually are using your brain to be able to create a better story and a better narrative in your body. So, how are you going to do that? You start with just the first step of creating opposite words. Now, in the last third of your book, I want you to start creating a practice on removing the language that hurts you and others. For example, I'm going to give a perfect example. My son just came in to say goodnight to me. Now, let's go for the unempowered. I am frustrated that my son bothered me in the middle of filming. Okay, so I'm going to write that down. I am frustrated that my son bothered me in the middle of filming. Now, the opposites. I'm gonna circle frustrated. I'm going to circle my son, and then bothered me. What's the opposite of frustrated? Happy? Let's see here. What is another one? Frustrated. Boys, what's another one? Empowered, celebrating, all those different types of things. Now, my son bothered. Well, did he really bother me? My son loves me. Okay? So, my new power sentence, instead of saying I am frustrated, I'm gonna say I am thankful that my son came in because he loves me. Boom. All of those different types of things, it's going to take a process of learning how to do this. This is not something that is easy, but if you continue and you keep on working at your processes, this is going to get easy. Soon, you might not even have to do an actual device of recording and being accountable, because the longer you are working towards creating a stronger foundation, the more you can build off of. Anyways, my name is Alana Marie. If you like this, subscribe to our channel. We are going to be doing more of these little things for everyone. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. Until next time, stay grounded and absolutely you.